Good morning and happy Wednesday. And welcome to another episode of your weekly Cup of Joe. My name is Joe King. I'm the owner of Physical Therapy Advantage in North Aurora. And thanks for joining us this morning. I can't believe it's already the end of July. And this episode is where we are looking at it, kind of goes towards the time of year that it is. And we hope that everything goes okay, but it's back to school time. We're hoping and praying that we can get our kids back to school in a safe manner. But that being said, one of the biggest issues that we have to do is when we're talking with our kids is posture. So we're going to kind of review some of the stuff from our episode 3, but how it relates to our kiddos and from elementary all the way up to college. So, we always hate what our kids look like studying and stuff like that, but that lovely, lovely posture of being slouched forward like that, or even more so if it's down like that, or even if it's here. Definitely not what we're looking for. Or if they're on their phone and got their head way forward, bend forward like that, or boom here. Whatever it may be, being in that slouched, hunched forward position, head coming forward, shoulders coming forward, everything's out in front of us. We're leaning down, we're slouching down. Over the long run, if you're in that position way too long, not going to be good for you. Everything in the front gets tight, 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 tight. Everything in the back gets stretched out, stretched out, stretched out, stretched out, and it will feel tight as well. And strains will happen somewhere in the neck, the shoulders, the low back, wherever it may be, mid-back even. So have to take care of that. We basically have to try to help them get through that as much as we possibly can. So if we can give them cueing, you can have them watch videos, you can have them watch this video. You just need to think about being in a little more upright position. So to show you here, trying to line up ear holes with mid of the shoulder, mid of the trunk, and our hips. So we're up in a good position, in this kind of position a little bit more frequently throughout the day. So whether we're texting and we have the phone up in this position, so it's a little more high level instead of down here. All right. And as we're working on the computers, in this position, may even need to prop that up just a little bit. Maybe set the computer up a little bit so it's a little higher, but you can adjust the screen so you can visualize that you want to be in a little bit more upright position. All right. One of the big things you can do is you can set alarms. You can set an alarm on their cell phone to go off every 20 or 30 minutes. You can set an alarm on your computer to go off for every 20 or 30 minutes. So as they're going and going and going and going, when the alarm goes off, reminds them to kind of sit up and reset their posture. You can put sticky notes on their computers. You can put sticky notes in their room, wherever it may be, to help remind them. It's not the best. Kids don't like to listen to parents, but it can definitely help. The big thing you want to think about is that 8 minutes of slouching is not going to hurt you. So 8 minutes of relaxing, slouching, being in a bad position isn't going to be so bad. 8 hours of slouching will be not so good. So as you reset yourself, you want to start to think about maybe pulling my collarbones up. So you're lifting those collarbones up. Looks like you're sitting up and down here, but you are, but you're pulling yourself up your collarbone. Or some people like to think about, take a strand of hair like they're a puppet, and they're getting pulled up to the ceiling this way and elongating you that way. So whatever works, whatever mechanism, whatever mnemonic, whatever idea resonates with you, it helps you get yourself in an upright position. That's what you want to do. All right, one of the last things we're going to do here is we're going to take a little trip here. And I'm going to show you some kids like to work on the floor, or they like to in their beds. So if they'd like to work on their stomachs, either on the bed or on the floor, is like to have them put a pillow underneath their hips and their waist. So it gives their back a little support. This is probably a little flat. You probably want a little bit more support than this, but at least to have something there. And then they can work in this position. All right. Helps kind of keep the spine a little bit more neutral position. So they can be here. All right. Or in the same positions that kids like to work in is, of course, they like to be here, whether they're on their bed or on the floor, or sometimes they'll get in a cross-legged position and they're like, woo. Well, that's not good either. So you want to really try to get that computer up if you can. Or sometimes they'll be in positions in their bed and they're like leaning back and they're being supported by pillows and stuff like that, and it's on their lap here. So using a laptop tray, there's lots of them out there now. So computer laptop trays, you can Google it. There'll be a link just to Amazon. There's tons of them out there, but I'm going to put a link down below so you can see. They're relatively inexpensive, anywhere from $25, maybe up to $40, $45, but they're really can be beneficial in various types that can bring that computer up, and then they can sit up a little more and they can support themselves a little better, whether it be sitting here on the floor, that laptop tray, so they can a little bit more here versus here, lying down, whatever it may be. So just some things to think about. This is going to be the first episode of 4, all dealing with back to school, posture and kids and everything like that. So we're going to go through strengthening exercises, stretching exercises, some other supports and braces that you can use, and even one will be on like backpack fitting. So over the next few weeks, you're going to get a whole bunch of different episodes here on that. We are going to have a workshop at the end of the month, last week of August, relating to back, posture, backpack, the whole 9 yards. I'm not sure exactly what day it's going to be, but it'll be during that last week of August. So keep your eyes and ears open to that and keep a lookout for it. So thank you once again, and keep sending in your questions of health, wellness, and PT related questions that we can keep answering those. But we're going to focus in on our kids this week or this month, back to school and getting them back safely and hopefully very healthy wise as they're doing a lot of work, even more so sometimes from home if they're doing a hybrid versus being in school. We'll talk about all the aspects of it. So thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you next week for your weekly Cup of Joe.